Hey guys, well, I have some exciting news for you. Over the past few years, many of you have mentioned, and we've all kind of known, that our sanctuary needed some updating. Um, we have some holes in the walls, and it just older paint and it's chipping. Our pews have gotten much more rickety and creaky, and in some cases, we've heard it crack a little bit. And it's kind of a joke how many times I have been under those pews, as well as some others in our church, and have been gluing some things together and screwing some things in just to keep it all together, and it's becoming much more difficult. We've also tried to hide some of the holes in the carpets, and there are some places where the glue over just 30 or 40 years has just started to disintegrate. And we have other updates that we just needed to make in our sanctuary, and it's time. We've been putting aside money little by little and considering it over and over, and there were times we had to put it on hold and we were a little disappointed, but I will tell you that the time has come that the Lord has provided for us in some incredible ways through good saving and some amazing discounts that we have found during COVID-19. I know there's a lot of bad parts of it, but we have gotten some pretty incredible savings here that we're able to make all of this happen. And we're going to start doing this over the next few weeks. As a matter of fact, we'll start painting our sanctuary this week. It's going to take some time for the chairs to be shipped to us, for the carpet to be ordered and installed, but over the next 6 to 8 weeks, you should start seeing a dramatic, wonderful transition and remodel in our sanctuary. So I hope you're as excited about that as I am. I think it's time, and I think it's also a really good testimony to the community that we care about our stuff. We're not going elaborate, we're not getting the finest of everything, but we're getting what's practical and what makes sense for our church so that we can fulfill ministry in the best way possible. And honestly, while we're still in some limited services and meetings, this is the best time. But when I think about the remodel, I think about something that the prophet Isaiah said in Isaiah chapter 43. God, speaking through the prophet, said, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." He says, "It springs up, and do you not perceive it?" He says, "I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." And you know what? We've talked so much about the whole coronavirus and everything going on, and we've said this in different ways, but I want to bring this up again, that this could be a great time for God to do a remodel in your heart and in your life, in your family, in your work, in your neighborhood, in your spirit. This could be the time that God uses to begin to spruce some things up, to repair some things that need to be repaired. Think about it this way. When we talk about the remodel of the sanctuary, there are certain things that we've learned to live with. We've learned to live with some creaking in the pews, and we've learned to tolerate different things in the sanctuary, even though it's getting older, and people may walk in and they may recognize that it just needs some help, but we no longer recognize it. The same thing happens in our hearts and spirits. We learn to just live a certain way, but we don't have change. We don't allow that change to take place in our lives. And God says, "I'm making all things new." He says, don't dwell on the past. Don't dwell on the things that are in the past, because I want to change you. I want to change your family. I want to work in your heart. And I want to encourage you, open your heart, open your spirit to what God would want for you. He has awesome things for you. One more thing I do want to mention is make sure that you register for the services that are coming up. We're going to be continuing now with our series, Out of the Darkness, and we're looking at different people in the scriptures that kind of slip in and slip out of the scriptures, but have done extraordinary things, or extraordinary things have happened to them. So we're going to continue that series. We would love to see you there and have you worship with us, but make sure that you open up that link in the newsletter, register. Don't forget that you can subscribe to our newsletter by sending an email to info@calvaryhill.church and just simply say, "Can you add me to the newsletter list?" And we'll be more than happy to do that. Make sure that you show up and let's worship together. All right? God bless you. Thanks for taking the time with me today.